Just a short time before Carnival 2024 is in full effect, we're all going to be, well, most of us are going to be on the road. And one thing that we're not studying, whether we're men or women, or at least most of us don't think about, are our feet. Something that is so important in the Carnival season because you could be taking 20,000 plus steps and you need to ensure that your feet are taken care of. Joining us this morning is Delicia Burris, the CEO and founder of Glorious Touch Health and Wellness Spa, to share with us some tips and some tricks when it comes to caring for your feet pre and post Carnival season. Good morning, Delicia, and welcome.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me back here.
It's a pleasure to have you back with us on the show this morning. Now, let's get into the conversation about feet and Carnival in particular. I can only imagine that you definitely see an increase in people coming to Glorious Touch Health and Wellness Spa after the Carnival season to sort out what took place over the few weeks period. Is that so?
Yes, certainly, because especially after Carnival, a lot of persons doesn't actually wear the corrective footwear, and with that, the persons that actually choose the wrong type of footwear. They either wear the wrong type of shoes, or especially a lot of persons been ordering shoes online. And due to that, the ill-fitting shoes that they'll be wearing, they'll be getting a lot of callus, fungal infection, ingrown toenails, even corns. And after dealing with that, it's like, oh my goodness, I find it's getting too much over the years. I think information is key to be taking care of your feet now. So that is why I need to be spreading information that getting the corrective footwear, taking care of your feet, we could actually carry down the numbers with that, especially for Carnival season. You could have fun with Carnival, but you need to take care of your feet.
Delicia, so there were a few questions I wanted to ask you in there, and you definitely got to them. So I can only imagine how intense it is for you during the Carnival season and afterwards. So let's go to, what do you see people present the most with when they come in after Mass?
The most problems I've been seeing is corn, fungal infection, and callus.
And corn fungal infections and calluses, what exactly do these come from? Is it from tight shoes? Is it from being on your feet too long? Share with us.
Yes. So with corn and callus, that actually come from the same problem with friction and irritation, and that actually from wearing ill-fitting shoes that is very tight, or even like, for example, wearing the high heels, or not wearing cushion type shoes. So like I just always recommend for my clients wear like sneakers, for example, that have comfortable insoles, or even invest in doctor shoes, for example. Those will give you a nice shock absorption being on your foot for hours. Or even with the ingrown toenails part, make sure and wear those type of wiggle room type of shoes. With those things, you need to invest in those type. Although you're up and down with Carnival, you're spending a lot on your costumes, why don't you spend a lot with your shoes as well? Your foot deserves it.
And definitely. Now, as you mentioned wiggle room, one of the recommendations that I've heard on numerous occasions is purchasing your shoes a size up. Is this something that you would recommend?
I do recommend it because, especially with people ordering a lot on Amazon and eBay, sometimes they just actually have the incorrect sizing. So you're taking a risk when you're ordering shoes online. Rather than buying it down here, you could actually try it on. So when you ordering stuff, be very careful. I just always tell persons, because I and all actually order my stuff online, especially my shoes. I just actually order my orthopedic shoes online because I'm someone who's been on my foot more than 4 to 6 hours. So when you're ordering shoes, order size up just in case, because if anything, you have a little bit of wiggle room. But if it's too small, some people just want to take a risk. Hey, I spent $1,000, I will stretch it out. You're taking a risk to get corn and ingrown toenails with that. And when you get the ingrown toenails, you're going to spend a lot of money by the podiatrist or even by me to go and try to treat it. And it's going to be very painful.
One of the things that you mentioned is sneakers. Do you have any other recommendations for people who are going to be out and about during the Carnival season as to what shoes they should wear to ensure that they are safe?
Other than the sneakers, I know for sure some persons just want to wear like the high heels. If you're going to wear the high heels, it have a certain type of doctor shoes in soles you can actually stick on to the high heels. That will be very comfortable and with shock absorption, because I know everybody not a type of sneaker person, that will help as well. Also, they have boots that have insoles as well. Just make sure and look for those type of comfortable shoes.
Now, do you have any recommendations for those who are going to need to alleviate some discomfort during the season and afterwards as well?
Yes, I do. So after the post-carnival season, I just always recommend elevating your feet, get massages, make sure and soak those feet. Trust me, all those hours of up and down, you need to relax those feet. I just always tell my clients, you have a queen, king and queens of you are, pamper yourself. You deserve it.
I mean, I'm here for that, definitely. Kings and queens of the road, kings and queens in life. Pampering yourself is definitely something that is key to longevity as well. But let's just take the conversation in a little bit of a different direction, specifically when it comes to diabetes care, feet, and Carnival. Do you have any additional recommendations for those who are affected by diabetes?
Yes, I do. I just always tell my diabetic clients, not because you have diabetes that you're going to miss out on the fun for Carnival. I just always recommend for my clients, have the okay from your doctors, manage your glucose levels, stay hydrated, that is very important. Pack your healthy snacks with you when you're going out for Carnival. Also, if you have any corn, colors, anything like that, treat them before. If you got any after Carnival, immediately do so. Go to a certified spa, doctor, or pedicurist. And lastly, make sure and get proper sneakers, shoes, all those things. You don't want to get those problems to get any nicks, cuts, sores. You don't want those issues, especially if your sugar is not regulated.
Oh, something very important. The interesting is you mentioned shoes being regulated as well. Now, I want to go inside the shoe for a second because one of the things we also see during the carnival season is ladies wear stockings, and not all ladies wear socks. Sometimes you have the option of you have the taller stockings, you have the ones that cover your whole foot, you have the ones that have the feet out, that sort of thing. Which one do you recommend?
I will actually recommend the one that covers the whole foot because with that, that help with the shock absorption, covering everything, and that actually help actually prevent some of the callus. So especially if you have any friction or rubbing, that help prevent with the callus and the corns.
What about wearing socks over your stockings as well? Is that something that you would recommend? And what type of socks would you recommend?
I would also actually recommend the socks, especially if you have any type of health issues. I would recommend the socks. So, for example, if you have any type of swelling or you know you have a risk of swelling being on your foot a lot, I actually recommend compression stockings because I've been noticing a lot of increased persons who've been complaining about swelling to the
Hmm.
point that I have started bringing compression stockings in my own business up to 4XL because it haven't been getting that available in Tobago. So I had to start to bring that in for my clients now to get that available. So with that, if you have to get that, get the compression stockings if you have to be on the road so you don't miss out on the fun.
That's something fantastic. I'm glad you mentioned that you bring that in as well, because I know that with your spa, there's a lot more that you do, and you also specialize in diabetes foot care in particular. Where can we get more information about your spa, Delicia?
You can get more information about my spa from Facebook, Instagram on Glorious Touch TT, Gloris T Touch TOUCH TT.
Wonderful. Delicia, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And I hope you have a wonderful and a safe carnival. I'm looking forward to having you back with us soon to continue the discussion and get some more tips and tricks.
Thank you so much.